everyone, welcome to another episode of GetSetParent with Pallavi. I hope all of you are doing safe with your families. And before we proceed to discuss something very useful to all of you today, I would urge all of you to subscribe to my channel by pressing the subscribe button and the bell icon. Also follow me on Instagram and Facebook to help you stay connected with what I have to share with you. I routinely share a number of videos and tips on emotional development, learning at home, what to do during lockdown, technology-based issues, online learning, and so much more. So stay connected with me and let's move forward. One of the frequently asked questions which I get on my platforms a lot is about behavioral aspects of children, especially when it comes to back answering, disobedience, stubbornness, and a lack of cooperation. So in today's episode, I really want to discuss the heart of this entire emotion or play out which happens between parents and children. Why does it happen? What is it that we can do to prevent such situations? And how can you maintain a peaceful working relationship with your children at home? It might surprise all of you to realize that this pushback or backtalk which comes from children is at the heart of it a power struggle between parents and children, right? We have to also realize that as our children grow, the equations of power have to necessarily change. If it doesn't, it is going to result in the kind of outcomes that we all don't want or we have complaints about. What happens when we just have babies is that you as a parent have 100% control in the existence of the baby, right? You decide what activity has to be done when, you decide when the baby has to sleep, you decide what is best for the baby. As the baby grows and becomes a toddler, you have to realize that the inherent sense of identity slowly starts emerging. A 2-year-old child starts expressing opinions, starts insisting that he or she wants to do things herself. So there is already a drastic shift in wanting to take some amount of control from the parent. When this moves ahead to school-going children, obviously they want more of a say in their entire living or process of living. And of course, when it comes to the preteens and the teens, they really want all the control, and you sometimes are left, wondering what is your role. So the role of parenting and power and control also needs to change with the age group of the child. If that doesn't happen, you are bound to create a situation in which the child feels trapped, the child feels claustrophobic. You will end up with a child who has self-esteem issues, who questions his or her self-worth, and who suffers from low confidence, right? So these are big issues which when go into the teenage years, really escalate, amplify, and become and have the potential to get out of control. My recommendation is this. We need to adopt something called negotiable parenting, and the negotiations change with the age group of the child, all right? So for example, what is negotiable parenting? Negotiable parenting is really a very beautiful technique that you can use in your own life as a parent with your child to come to reasonable conclusions on the debate or topic at hand, right? What this essentially achieves is it allows your child to feel more in control, allows you to have a reasonable and meaningful dialogue. It allows the child to become more and more independent. It allows for thinking and active decision-making capacity building in children. and leaves the child feeling that the parent and the child are equal human beings at home and all the control is not with the parent. This is very, very important, right? So how do we go about building negotiable parenting techniques and a process of living at home? You kind of decide as a parent what are those areas which are non-negotiable to you. These could pertain to their education, these could pertain to health and hygiene, these could pertain to family values that you have, or it could be to religious beliefs. If you as a parent believe that these during the formative years of my child are non-negotiable, you set it out there for your child that this is what we believe in as you are growing up, right? Of course, these will need to be revisited at different phases of the child's life. But once the child knows that these are what really matter to you, the child will also respect that. On the other hand, you also allow certain freedom to your children when they decide if they want to do some things or they don't, right? If the child hears you screaming instructions to them from morning till evening, especially during a lockdown, they fail to understand what is important and what is not important. So separate the A-class issues from the C-class issues. What is non-negotiable has to be done. What is negotiable, let the child feel in control. Let the child decide how much playtime the child should have. Let the child decide how many pages of painting they want to do. Let the child decide, for example, if they want to build a castle versus, play in the sand. When you allow the child to lead some activities, like I said, it builds a lot of confidence, independence, and decision-making skills in the child. So it could also be with the nutritious food that your child needs to have. That is non-negotiable. But if your child wants, to have a potato chip versus a chocolate, that should be his or her choice, right? So you give some, you allow some. It is not always about you as the parent. Parenting has to also be child-led. And that is what I call negotiable parenting, right? So when you have few choices, when the child makes a few choices, automatically there is room open for discussion, there is room open for dialogue, and you are able to very actively nurture a communicative and open relationship with your child, right? So this is what I wanted to share with you on negotiable parenting today. Do try it out, and I'm sure over time it has the potential to become a way of life for you and your family. Take care, and I will connect with you in the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, GetSetParent with Pallavi. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook as well, and take care and see you soon.